All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for a Monday matchup. We're about 15 minutes outside, getting ready for some excitement. Stay with us. The counter's on. Looking forward to having everybody with us.
We're at the top. The 9 cup is retrieved. We got the fire in Alabama, the bandits in Denver, the Avengers in Florida.
Martin give once again Gutierrez. Gutierrez full head of steam right up the middle, continues along the right side. It's just a foot race now as she continues to open up. She's going, gone, no flags, touchdown, 90 yards.
About about that? Right place, right time.
There's a snap, goes right to control. She wants to throw again. She's got her receiver. Olivia Morgan has it again. You're not going to catch her, ladies and gentlemen. That's a touchdown. Touchdown.
Ashley Clark still in at quarterback. And Hilliard in motion with 5:15 to play in regulation. Jasmine Ballard getting through the defense, spinning out and down the sideline. Ballard running away to the 20, to the 10, touchdown, 55 yards. Jasmine Ballard.
Looking deep for Washington, cut across the 50, and there's the big play we talked about. Touchdown, Denver. Kelly.
It's really how they run the play. So no motion this time. Ziobro throws it up to Williams. One-handed grab. Williams, one woman to beat. She stiff arms her, and all the way down to the 29 is Dominique Williams.
Throws out of the shotgun. Oh, no. Oh, dear. She was intending that ball.
Thinks punt. Snowden loses it in the lights, but picks it up and in full stride continues around the corner. One man to beat and does. Touchdown glory. The 43-yard return.
Second down and 10 near the 20-yard line. Turn to the air again, passes up. Pass is going to be intercepted that time. San Diego, room to run. Nisha Taylor still on her feet. No one can bring her down. Open field ahead, one to beat Nisha. Off to the races, and she's going to find Pater just like that. 6-foot San Diego Rebellion defense.
Micah's got to keep watching that backside there, and that seemed like a late hit.
The
Didn't really
pass is complete to Adrian Wilson.
For the Utah Falcons and the Las Vegas Silver Stars. There's the kickoff, and Jordan Mumford with the return. She's got some room on the right side. There it is, up the right sideline. She's still inbounds. She's going to go all the way. She's at the 10. Touchdown, Jordan Mumford.
Partially deflected. Oh boy.
Two on the right, two on the left. Takes the low snap. He's going to fire one down the field. Looks good. It's like it's going to be complete to number 10.
It's in motion. Was not called. Pass was complete on the screen. Continuing to rumble down the field. Going, gone. Touchdown Legends.
Martin takes the snap. Regina Escada in the backfield for Adriana Gutierrez. Passes up, passes caught. Ashley Austin Pete makes the play and stays on her feet. Touchdown, San Diego Rebellion. And just like that,
Looking.
Check down where we bout to check now for upcoming events, opinions, and insight round, sports and entertainment. Jump in or pipe down. Welcome to the check down, to the check down. Welcome to the check down, to the check down. Welcome to the check down, to the check down. Check now because the information will flow. You'll be amazed at what you learn and what you don't know. Take the opportunity to enjoy the presenters. Connect the spots like people with Wi-Fi transmitters. Get your phones out your tablets or your computer. If you know some friends that would, you should include them. Tell them to tune in and get ready to move the needle. To monopolize so much talent should be illegal. Welcome to the check down where we bout to check now for upcoming events, opinions, and insight round, sports and entertainment. Jump in or pipe down. Welcome to the check down, to the check down. Welcome to the check down, to the check down. Welcome to the check down, to the check down. For the championship, WNFC, where the best exists. We hit hard and often, prepared for war. Competition in the ranks knocks down the door. We hit a blitz, hit for the championship. WNFC, where the best exists. We hit hard and often, prepared for war. Competition in the ranks knocks down the door. Welcome to the turf where the best succeed. We're at the top, the 9 cup is retrieved. We got the fire in Alabama, the bandits in Denver, the Avengers in Florida. Just wait till they enter. The Heat is in Houston, Rebellions in San Diego, bringing the competition wherever they play though. Los Angeles for legends, Kansas City for glory. writing every chapter of Albany's story. Silver Stars in Vegas, Panthers in Mississippi. Get up about your chairs and stand up if you with me. The majestic scene Seattle and the Phoenix of Atlanta. When the action starts, they're bringing the hammer. The Ravens out in Oregon, Philly bringing the Phantoms. Falcons up Utah, they all built the fandom. The elite in Texas, Washington are the prodigy. All racking up victories with champions philosophy. At the end of season, teams heading out to Texas to be on the field as champions and flags. WNFC. Step your game up. I heard what you said, but you're talking shit. You need a new carrier because your coverage weak. You talk loud and it's fine, but enough is enough. Can't keep pacing, you keep saying it's rough. We have to win it and need competitive edge. Turn up your earpiece. I know you heard what I said. Most times that I speak, I let my actions talk. You keep thinking that I can't walk the walk. I can walk the walk, skip the hit, touchdown at any time and shuffle a new kicks. Check the 1-2 slide as it evade the best. Go and get comfortable as I stack up the rest. From the points that I made to the numbers on the sheet. Feel sick, got momentum, but you can't stop. Welcome, one and all. Let's go! It's time to get it started. It's time to stand to your feet. Competition sits at the door, hoping to serve you defeat. Coaches, get out your playbooks. Players, get pads and cleats. Fans, get out your merchandise. Make it loud as they need. Refs, get out your whistles. It's time to get it ready. Run up and down silence. Make sure the call is steady. Minutes before the action and the matchups announced. It's time to go to war, not giving it out. It's game time.
It's game time. Oh, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, no further ado. Let's get this thing started. And we are the Monday night matchup. I'm Bo McMichael. I got Craig Chapman and Jennifer Colbert live here in the studio. And most importantly, we're ready to go. And that's the most important thing to have. Jennifer and Craig, how you doing today? Don't shake your head at me. Hey, I'm doing the best I can with nothing that I got. Jennifer, Craig, how y'all both doing tonight? Hey, let me turn your mics up.
That'd be good.
It's all about variables right now. Hey, we have a great show in store for you here. This is Monday Night Matchup. We're going to break down the 4 games of the Atlantic and the Pacific Conference. Thank you so much for joining us. Craig, talk to us about your first reaction here on the Atlantic side. I'm going to go ahead and let you talk real quick.
Well, I mean, you're getting rematches. It's all rematches. And
it is. It is.
So if you're looking for, familiarity among opponents, then you've got it. Kansas City played Texas twice. Alabama played Atlanta twice. So you're getting round 3 for each. And it's, if I'm Texas, I had a pretty, substantial victory in both games against Kansas City. Atlanta won 7-0 in week 1 against Alabama. Turned it around and won 29-0 in their second matchup. But Alabama was without Kelly Smith that day, so I'm sure there'll be some things that happen this coming Thursday. Assuming that everybody is healthy and plays, that that 2-3 matchup's going to be really good. Kansas City played Texas much tougher game the second time around at 21-3. So looking forward to it. It would have been really interesting to see what would happen if it would have been Atlanta and Kansas City, and Texas and. Texas and Alabama again, but
we're not allowed to talk about that.
I'm just
saying.
saying.
I'm gonna give you a segment here of what you want to happen. Hey, but this is the way it is, man. And I know you wanted to see a Kansas City-Atlanta matchup. The whole world wanted to see a Kansas City-Atlanta matchup. I understand that. And some people, hey, look at Colbert, Miss Jennifer. She's wearing a Prodigy matchup. She wanted to see the Prodigy down in Neptune Beach. I understand that. And you're busting out the Utah Falcons. jersey. All the jerseys have come in. We're excited. We have all 17 jerseys in effect here on the WNFC network. Glad to have everybody with us. And the most importantly, here, I'll take a pause because last time nobody could hear my audio. So I double checked to make sure we could hear our audio. So we're good to go here. Jennifer, talk to me about the Pacific side. Because when I spoke with both of y'all recently, the only thing you say is like, everybody wants to know what's going on the Pacific Conference. Talk to me a little about the Pacific Conference matchup.
Yeah, I think the Denver Las Vegas game is going to be pretty good. They played one time before the season. Denver came out with the win 6-10, but it was a really hard-fought game. It was a really good game on both ends on that. And then for San Diego and Utah, they haven't played this season at all. They played last season. So I know Utah has been waiting to get that matchup with San Diego, wanted to rematch and try to get the win on there. So there's going to be the two really hard-fought games going on the Pacific side.
Oh, it's amazing. I cannot wait for Thursday to get here, even though I'm like, hey, I need me a Tuesday and a Wednesday to deal with this. Hey, first of all, thank you for joining us on Fire Network. We are streaming live on Facebook. Just because, hey, we'll delete you afterwards. No worries. Download the Fire app. Make sure you're watching because that's where all of the championships are taking place here on the Fire Network, Sports Fire Network. Just kind of join in with us right now. I did show it on here on Facebook, mainly because social media is such a fickle beast. But most importantly, join us. And it's going to be a wonderful 4 games on Thursday. I cannot tell you. We're going to start 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. I know some of you are going to be at work. Hey, but tune in. Download that Vire app. Watch it on your phone. Watch it on your iPad. It's going to be a blast. 3 o'clock kickoff. It's going to be hot. I'm pretty sure the devil's going to be next to me. I'm no problem with that. I appreciate both of your laughters on that. When I said that, we got the Utah Falcons and the Washington Prodigy both chuckling. I love my jerseys. I'm not going to put a jersey on until Saturday. I'm going to put my favorite jersey on Saturday. I get to wear my nice WNFC Adidas collar, and I'm okay with that on that part. But so glad to have everybody with us here on the Vire Network, Vire Sports. Thank you so much for your investment over the past 8 weeks. Let's talk a little bit about, if we were to take a pause here and say, hey, what is the overall outlook like here? Talk to me a little bit about the league leaders in defense. Craig, I'm going to throw up a screen real quick here so you can see that and have a little bit of 2022 action going in. Go ahead. Talk to me about the league leaders in defense.
Well, if you look at the league leader in tackles was Siobhan Verdry from Oregon. Holly Custis from the Utah Falcons finished second, and Krishna Lee from Kansas City at 48 tackles. Kerry Isom just had an absolutely great year rushing the passer with 6 sacks. Ramsden Denzi with 4 sacks for the Washington Prodigy, and Shatanya Spicer with 4 sacks for the Atlanta Phoenix. And then Ishambi Singleton, who seemed like she got an interception every other pass for the Texas Elite Spartans with 5 interceptions. Starry Beatty with 4 interceptions for the Mississippi Lady Panthers, and Mary Woodard with 4 interceptions for the Alabama Fire. And, you know, you're going to see Mary Woodard factor in big time on Thursday, in my opinion.
Okay. Most importantly, Jennifer, talk to us a little bit about the offense. You get the opportunity to put these stats together here all the way through week 8. League leaders in passing, rushing, and receiving.
Yeah, so I mean, for the latter part of the season, the league leaders in offense have really stayed the same. It hasn't been too much variation, but we have Brittany Bushman, #1 in passing, with Courtney Billingsley from Alabama Fire right after her, and then Nashi Catron for the LA Legends as 3rd in passing. Then for rushing, Adriana Gutierrez with 705 yards rushing. Number 2, Kelly Smith at 621. And then you got Gina Magana coming up at the rear, number 3 at 582 yards. And then on the receiving side, Mary Woodard, she had four interceptions, and she has 451 yards receiving. Jamie Brand for the Las Vegas Silver Stars sitting at 353 yards. And then Maria Jackson for the Texas Elite Spartans at 318 yards.
All right, that's a lot of breakdown that part. Top offenses and defenses, Craig. Break us down right now.
Well, when you look at the defenses, I mean, the Phoenix allowed 6 points all year. I mean, that's insane. That's a point a game. I'm good at that math. All right. You know,
I appreciate you good.
And then, you know, 9 sacks, 6 interceptions. You go to Denver, they only allowed 27 points, 4 sacks with 7 interceptions. San Diego allowed 21. That was all in one game against Las Vegas, 7.5 sacks and 5 interceptions. And then Texas Elite, points allowed 49. They had 10 sacks and 8 interceptions. And just to be frank with Texas, some of those points were allowed when the game was out of hand. So their number would look substantially different. I think, there were some big plays that happened at certain times in games where the score was out of hand. Top offenses, comes to no shock to me that the Texas Elite Spartans are the top offense in the league with almost 2,100 yards. And if you watch them play, you understand why. Multiple formations, multiple playmakers, the best receiving core in the league, and quite possibly the best quarterback in the league. The Utah Falcons in their ground game at number 2 with Alabama, who has a combination, with Billingsley and Smith in the backfield, and they do a great job of spreading the football around to multiple players. And then Las Vegas is sitting there at 4th. But one thing that you can notice about all of these teams is that all of these teams are playing on Thursday.
Yep,
and they are. I mean, there's not anybody else falling through the crack right now. Let's talk a little bit about special teams. Jennifer, go ahead.
So for special teams, Jordan Mumford, we saw her in the highlights earlier doing a kickoff return. So she had the longest kickoff return at 70 yards, and we had Elizabeth Landry from the Texas Elite Spartans. Her average was the highest at 29 yards per return. For the punts, Donna Zyke with 50 yards was her longest punt. And Cody Johnson for the Atlanta Phoenix at 36 yards per punt, which was, every time she booted the ball, it was gone. So that was a great thing for her. Punt returns, Kylie O'Connor from the Oregon Ravens sitting at 48 yards as her longest punt return, and Tarnisha Taylor for the San Diego Rebellion at 49 yards for her average. Field goals, Shalia Sickow with 37 yards was her longest field goal, and Cody Johnson once again with the longest field goal at 34 yards. And then the point after attempts, Shelby Turnus was pretty much perfect throughout the season at 25 out of 26, with Jennifer Strother right behind her at 22 for 26 field goals.
And the words of many coaches out there, special teams is the key to the game. So that would be very interesting to see how that. We got Vince also joining us here from JV Sports. Vince, can you hear us?
I can, yes.
All right.
Barely, but it's good to see you all.
It's good to see you as well. Hey, we're going to kill your audio here. Give me 1 second here. I'll figure this part out here. Just give me 1 second. Jennifer and Craig, you're going to single mics right now for us. All right. Let's see if I can figure that part out here. Oh, hey, look at that. I looked at this. Stop video. Oh, boom. Hey, Vince, it's good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you too, Bo.
All right. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you a little bit better.
All right. Well, hey, it's all about working on audio. Vince, you had an opportunity to work on the Pacific side. You had a chance to film one game here on the Atlantic side, but talk to us a little bit about the Pacific side right now for us.
Oh, man. You know, I think all the teams are peaking at the right time, and it's been an incredible season. Had a chance to, as you said, see quite a few of the Pacific teams. You know, the San Diego Rebellion, obviously the Denver Bandits, the Utah Falcons, the Las Vegas Silver Stars. Saw them all, and I got to tell you, and no offense to the people on the East Coast, this bracket in the West, I really think the league champion is going to come out of this bracket.
Yeah, we can't have a conversation with that. You know, we're over here in the Atlantic. We're digging in. I'm not dealing with that on that part. Now, yeah, go ahead and back your backing right now there, Vince. Vince, you've had a chance to film some Phoenix games, Las Vegas games. You had a Houston game. Why do you make such a wonderful statement?
A wonderful statement. Well, because of the fact that you've got two of the best teams in the league by record. Out west, obviously, with the San Diego Rebellion. You've got the Denver Bandits. But I'll tell you what, this Las Vegas team is a team.
I'll pause you here. Atlanta and Texas both are 6-0 as well.
Okay. All right.
You're willing to lay that Pacific standards out there right now
fair
and
enough.
saying,
but having
fair enough.
Been to the Atlantic and having had a chance to see even Kansas City play when we did that game out in Houston with the Houston Heat, I am thoroughly convinced that you are going to see some teams making a strong run for their money coming out of the Pacific, and you've got a strong triple option team in Utah. That once they get the ball in their hands and they control the clock, they can beat anybody. Granted, they come in 3-3, but again,
you said Utah.
When they're clicking,
no, I'm going to pause you for a second. Hold for a second. Talk to me a little bit about Utah. You just went ahead and say that already. Can Utah take down San Diego? Vince, go ahead.
Well, again, if they control the ball, then they could very well defeat the Rebellion. I really see that happening, and I've seen Utah play in talking to their head coach. Their theory is KISS, keep it simple, stupid, and if they do that and their players buy into that system, which they do, they are a team a force to be reckoned with.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I'm glad that's the late game. We'll be done with our game in Jacksonville. We can sit back and enjoy it and watch it and have that in mind. Talk to me a little bit about the Las Vegas Denver game.
Okay, so definitely
you
a lot
watched
of fun
that
to watch.
game, correct?
And here's the thing: Vegas comes in at 4-2. Those two losses were road losses against the two best teams in the West. You've got Denver. It was a 10-6 loss early in the season. You've got San Diego. It was a 6-point loss, 27-21, a little later in the season at both of those locations. When when Las Vegas is clicking and they're on fire, they've got one of the best receivers in the business in Key. They've got a strong returner in Munford, a quarterback situation that is unmatched in that they've got this young girl that's a secret weapon. She's 18 years old, and her name is Cindy Lou Raising. You got to watch out for her. And as their running game with running back Calix Lewis really takes hold, and they've got a strong fullback, a 1-2 punch, they are a very well-balanced offense. Their defense is just as aggressive. They're not a 4-2 team. This is a team that could have easily have been undefeated. And as I said, losing to two of the best teams in the West at their home by single digits is making a statement. And I think they are positioned well to travel and to have some upsets.
All right. I like that overall. So I'm going to let you get the predictions out there. Just throw it out there right now just roll the dice. Give it a shot right now. Because there's no need to hold back.
You can't argue with the home team in San Diego, but I'm an underdog. All my life I've been rooting for the underdog, and I'm going to say that okay, there's a couple of factors, a couple of ifs. But if Vegas can put together a win in that game against Denver, they're going to come out of this thing winning the West, and they'll be playing for a championship in a couple of weeks.
I love you got two people's reaction right now. That's great. Vince, I mean, you talk about JV sports. I'm so happy to meet you, interact with you over the past years. You have done such a great job bringing the WNFC in full force, and I appreciate everything involved. But you're just saying the Vegas Silver Stars are going to represent in the 9 Cup. That's what you just said, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. But the wonderful thing is, not that you don't like eating crow at all. I mean, crow is a wonderful bird. I like that. We're going to bring you back on the air this Friday when my whole team's down on the beach enjoying the sun and dealing with the wind in the air, and it's going to be wonderful. And we're going to bring you on at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I mean, you're Phoenix. I mean, you're Phoenix time. So that's, I don't even know, because y'all don't represent daylight saving time, so I can't even have a conversation with you right now at this point. But Vince, it's so wonderful to deal with you right now. I cannot wait to talk to you after these past 4 games. They're going to take place on Thursday to bring you in a championship conversation. Any insight on the Atlantic, even though you haven't had a chance? I'd love to get your thoughts. That'd be great before we move on.
Well, the inside, obviously, I didn't have a chance to see all the teams of the Atlantic. I came away very impressed with Kansas City in the week that we saw them.
Have a clapping in the background. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize. You're fine. Go ahead, sir. Yeah. I'm just playing off your audio because I get to do it like I'm a radio. Who do you think is going to represent the Atlantic?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. Having just seen Kansas City, I mean, I really like them. Very, very strong offense, very aggressive defense. But again, it was against the Houston Heat. Hard to say.
Well, I appreciate you going neutral on this. We'll call you Switzerland, where we come from, since you went neutral. I'll expect chocolates for Christmas on that part. But Vince, hey, it's so wonderful having you a part of the WNFC. You have such great energy. Your broadcast and your production has been done such a great job this year. We can't wait to bring you on this Friday here on the Championship Friday. Please tune in with us here on the Virus Sports. Vince, take care of yourselves. Be safe. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Bo. You guys have a great week.
We'll have we're going to have a crazy week. Thank you. All right. We'll see you later. We'll see how bad that messes up our artwork. And I only leave Jennifer and Craig in the picture because, I mean, that's really the stars of the show. And that's why I say that in the most positive way. Why bring me into the show in this part when I was able to nix me in that sense? And before we get into any other breakdowns right now, Jennifer, Craig, any thoughts about Vince saying the Vegas is going to make it to the show? Any thoughts?
Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend. I like that. That's good. Not so fast, my friend. Way down. Oh, hold now. Jennifer, what about your thoughts?
Very, very optimistic. I mean, I'm here for it though. If it happens, I'm not opposed.
No, and I can understand that in the sense of the overall perspective here in the Atlantic Conference. But hey, side note, what do you think about the jerseys?
Jerseys look great.
Any favorites?
Well, the Avengers are Adam's favorite, so I can't let the show go without mentioning my buddy. He loves the Avengers. I always like Utah's because it's clean. And the new Texas Elite jerseys are legit though.
Okay. All right. What about you, Jennifer? Why did you pick what you picked with the Prodigy? Were you trying to express your opinion about what the possibility for them to make the playoffs? Go ahead and share.
I just like the Prodigy jersey. That's why I'm wearing it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get this taken care of.
This is a really nice jersey, Bo. I don't see what the problem
is. It is. I like it. I went with My favorite jersey when it all came in the mail, because Score 58 reached out and said, hey, WNFC production, we wanted to get all the jerseys and we wanted to look at them, and we can't wait to wear them all this next week here in productions. We're going to have all that stepped up. Talk to me a little bit about the playoffs. We have this opportunity to really look at the playoffs right now. I want to have a chance to really look at the breakdown. You can see it on the screen right now. This is the rankings and the playoff breakdown. Craig Chapman, because nobody else has joined us here tonight, tell me overall thought, where are you at with all this? Because, I mean, everybody has their own personal opinion about who should be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Craig, you get a chance to, I mean, this is unabashed. Just tell me how you feel, because I'm going to express my feelings as well. So we get the playoff outlook. Go ahead.
I think that the West is spot on.
Okay.
I think that you've got the two matchups that should be. We can haggle about the Atlantic, so I'll say the Pacific. I apologize, didn't want to say the wrong thing, but the Pacific, I think you've got the 4 seeds in it. In the Atlantic, the 1 and 2 seeds are, you can't argue that. All right, those are 2 of the best teams in the WNFC. Alabama and Kansas City flip-flopping on the last week. I'm guessing that is a strength of schedule vote, and if that is, then I can't argue with it. I may not agree with it, but I'm not going to argue with it. What I am going to say is this. When you look at the playoff picture, I think that the games of the day, are going to be both out in the Pacific Conference. And I'm not saying that because I don't think the Atlantic Conference games are going to be good. Yeah. I think Atlanta and Alabama will be a close game. I think Texas and Kansas City will be close for a half. Wow, he's just butchering me, isn't he?
Man, I'm trying to agree with you at all. Man. I don't agree with you at all, man, on that part. I look at it, and I'm going to interrupt you right now.
Okay, you pay the bills.
I do pay a little bit of the bills right now. And you don't get to see this beautiful mustache right now, and we're okay with that, Jennifer. And look at you. But y'all look so great right here. We've worked so hard on trying. I bet the best was Jennifer going, well, hey, we might as well wait to the last to get it all right. It's taken us a little bit of, we figured out, hey, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this and this, that. It makes me want to sing a song. But in this situation, San Diego and Utah is going to be a great rematch of the Pacific Conference Championship of last year. Denver and Vegas have played each other once this year already. And it was a close matchup. It was close. All top 4 teams. We can talk about the Pacific. Tune into the Pacific, but why tune into the Atlantic? That's what I want. It's a sense of saying, can Kansas City beat Texas? It's very hard to beat a team 3 times. That's the famous saying that we all say to everybody. Especially when you get into somebody that's beat somebody 2-0. Alabama and Florida, they played each other in the first, Atlanta played each other in the first game 7-0. And the second game, they didn't have all their players. Will they have all their players for that 3 o'clock matchup in Neptune Beach? I think the biggest matchup, Jennifer, if you were saying, just speaking about the Atlantic, Jennifer Colbert, what do you think, what's going to be the most ideal matchup out of those 2 games?
Yeah, like you said, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. I was at the last Atlanta-Alabama game when they played here in Atlanta, and that was just, even though they didn't have all their players, like I said, they were missing their running back. That was a just total domination by Atlanta's team. So I think the best game out of these will probably be the Texas versus Kansas City, just to see if what Kansas City comes up with. Like
Alabama, are you listening to the trash that Jennifer is shoveling right now? Alabama, Candace Mitchell, where are we at right now? I mean, come on.
I don't need anybody to come for me. I was just, this is all opinion.
And I will say that, listen to you, like, it wasn't me. It was the check was in the mail. I mean, if you look at this right here, I mean, we can look at this matchup right now. Okay, this is Atlanta and Alabama. Okay, points per game, total yards, rush yards, pass yards, points allowed. Okay, I love the points allowed one.
Absolutely.
Just one, exactly.
I know when you pressed that in there, that was good there, Jennifer. And here on WNFC production, we're in charge of all the stats. So they yell us about the stats right here. But then we get into the matchup of the Texas Elite and Kansas City, and you had the audacity. I mean, goodness gracious alive. I mean, look at this matchup here. Okay, let's take a look. And one's 4-2, 6-0. Points per game, 35-20. Total yards, I'm not even going to talk about that out loud. Rush yards, pass yards, and points allowed. Points allowed, it would be the biggest indicator that I think both teams can bring defenses. So, Craig, your thoughts?
Kansas City has played Texas tough. In week 1, it was 13-0 at half, and because it was a new year, you were just expecting more of the same carryover from the year before. So 13-0 at half, I was actually calling that game, and it was, it got my attention. Now, Texas Elite spread the game out in the second half, but then you see the 21-3 score in the last week of the season, and you're starting to wonder if maybe Kansas City has something that they see from Texas's offense that they got to tell, something to stop them, because they pretty much held them in check, this year. Now, here's the thing. The Texas Elite Spartans defense has gotten after Kansas City on offense. They've scored 3 points in 8 quarters. So, if you're asking me, can Kansas City win? They can, but they're going to have to be lights out on defense and score on defense and special teams.
All right, Jennifer, talk to me a little bit about Denver and Las Vegas. We had Vince on the line. Vince, God bless him. He just said he pushed all his chips in. It's like he lives in Las Vegas, but though he lives in Phoenix. He pushed everything in and said, hey, we're going with Vegas to represent the 9 Cup. Talk to me a little bit about this breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty evenly matched. I mean,
I can't wait to watch this game. And I'm going to be in the middle of the Texas-Kansas City game. And I'm like, Jennifer, tell me what's going on with the other game. Let's go. Give us recaps. So.
Yeah, I mean, yardage-wise, they're pretty evenly matched. They do have, they balance out. The Bandits have more of a rush attack, where the Silver Stars are more of a passing team. So it's going to be like I said, it's going to be a really hard-fought game, and it's going to be super entertaining. So Vince put all his chips on Las Vegas. And
He did.
Like I said, I'm not knocking that choice. I mean, it's whoever comes out of this game is going to really deserve that win. That's what I'll say.
And they're going to really set themselves up for that Saturday matchup.
Right.
I mean, you got a day ahead turnover on that part. Craig Chapman, I'm going to get you to talk a little bit about San Diego and Utah and their matchup. Go ahead and look at their matchup overall right now.
Well, we looked at it from when you're looking at this, the 1825 and the total yards.
Yep.
When you look at that, almost 275 yards rushing per game, that's Utah. All right. The problem is that it's only been there in spurts and flashes. It hasn't been as consistent as we're used to seeing it throughout the season. Points allowed per game. San Diego's allowed 3.5 points per game. They allowed 21 points in one game against Las Vegas. And that's it. Nobody else has scored on them. All right, 8.5 points for Utah. Their defense hasn't been the problem this year. They've given up points on special teams, and they've played a lot of close games, and they've given up some big pass plays. In games against Denver, and then they gave up big special teams play in the game against Las Vegas. So a lot of their problems have not been, from a defensive perspective, which is one of the reasons why I think Utah has a great chance to win this game. And the reason I say that is because San Diego is going to roll with what they have. All right? You know that Martin and you know that Gutierrez are going to get the ball. Okay? It's not a secret. They're not changing what they did for 8 weeks during the season to go 2 weeks off and then all of a sudden, start spreading the ball. They're going to dance with who brung them. So if you're Utah, and you are as veteran leadership and everything that you have, you started to put it all together against Oregon that night, and that's got to carry over. If you can control the football, all right, this is the key. That control the football and give up. You don't have to stop San Diego, stone cold. No big plays. And that means no 90-yard run for, Gutierrez, no 60-yard pass from Martin. Don't give up 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and let them get a first down. You're not going to stop Martin and Gutierrez. You got to contain them. But don't give up anything on special teams and protect the football. And if you do that, Utah will be right there in the end.
All right. Well, as we're watching some highlights. Sorry for the stop animation. I'm trying it for Pixar, and it's all one of those things that we try to do at certain points, and it's okay sometimes. Give that Pixar look on that part. Sometimes we over push the computer, and that's okay. But while we do that on that part, I want to bring out a couple of things involved, and I think we have a chance to do that here. I'm going to let y'all do the top 10 for the 2022 season, and if it's stop action, I deeply apologize, but I'm going to play some music in the background and get us ourselves started. For the top 10 2022 plays, let's see what they have to offer. Nope. I'll get it here in a minute. Deep breath. I'm all about deep breath. Here we go. Nope, that's not it either. I love technology, and I'll hit the remove. It's baby steps, man. Everything else gets worked. All right, here we go. I hope for the best here. Good luck, gentlemen and ladies. Oh! Top 22 of the season. Take it away.
All right, the top plays of the 2022 season, starting off with play number 10. Number 2, Huara takes the snap, looks left, and is picked off by number 40 of the Oregon. All right.
It was a shortcut. I apologize. No, we're going to redo it. Take a deep breath. We got all the time in the world. I'm not worried about anything at this point. I am a wind with the weaves, or the leaves, or the weaves. Here we go. Go for it. Don't hold your face. It's okay.
All right, the top 10 plays of the 2022 season, starting off with play number 10. Number 2, Huara takes the snap, passes out to, looks left, and is picked off by number 40 of the Oregon Ravens, who returns at 17 yards to the Majestic's 38-yard line. Number 8, Lauren Crouch takes the snap and fires down quickly in the middle, where number 45, Christian Lee, makes a spectacular one-handed catch for the touchdown. Play number 8. Number 3, Regina Jackson takes the snap, rolls to her left, dips inside the pressure, and flips the completion to number 15, who was leveled by number 2, Maddie Rosas of the KC Glory. Ball is fumbled, and the KC Glory recover it. Number 7. Number 2 takes the snap, rolls left, looks left, tries to run, fumbles the ball into the end zone, falls on it, and number 33, Shaylin Splitstosser, is credited with the sack and the safety. Play number 6. Number 2 takes the snap, fires deep down the right sideline, where it's caught by number 9, Adrian Wilson, who spins away from a prowler defender at the 5 and walks in for the touchdown.
Oh, she walked.
Play number 5, Atlanta at Florida. Melise Brown gives to Brittany Smith, who breaks one tackle, spins away from another, and drops the truck stick on the Florida secondary for the Phoenix touchdown.
Truck stick.
Play number 4, San Diego versus Phoenix. Number 11, Kenji Martin hands off to number 27, Adriana Gutierrez, who cuts through a huge hole, and she could go all the way. And she does. 90 yards for a Rebellion touchdown. Play number 3, LA at Utah. Number 11, Catron takes the snap and fires high to number 23, Ansley Anderson, who makes an acrobatic one-handed catch for the legend first down. Play number 2, San Diego versus Las Vegas. Number 4, Cindy Lou Raising fires deep down the right sideline, and it's picked off by number 14, who takes it back 97 yards. Whoop!
Not 97 yards.
97 yards.
97 yards.
97 yards for a 7-0 Rebellion lead.
The way. Awesome job.
Play number 1, Texas Elite Spartans versus the Mississippi Lady Panthers. 4th and 8. Number 8, Brittany Bushman takes the snap, avoids the rush, rolling to her right, stops, fires, and Rasan Gore jumps over the entire Lady Panthers secondary and takes it in for a 48-yard touchdown for the Texas Elite Spartans, the top play of the 2022 WNFC season. Now let's get to championship weekend.
No, we're definitely on championship weekend. But most importantly, as we do the ambiance in the background, we have a new team that's going to be joining us in 2023. And I'm very excited about that. Y'all did a great job with the top 10. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But, hey, if I'm not Score 58 Network, I'm not Bo McMichael, if I don't have technical difficulties. It's Jennifer Colbert. But we got the Tennessee Trojans out of Nashville joining us. And I'm going to let you hear a little bit about that whole it's amazing. I am so happy to have us joining the Nashville, adding Tennessee to the mix. Craig and Jennifer, talk to me a bit about this progression. Jennifer, you first.
Yeah, the league has just grown so much from when we first got into the WNFC. They've grown a lot, and it's been really nice to see. I mean, I saw recently on social media how people were like finding out about the WNFC and that they exist, and it was really great to see everybody like in the comments saying, "Hey, how can I join? How can I be a part of the league? I really want to play." So it's really nice to see them adding new teams, and I hope we add more as we go along.
I would agree with you on that part. That would be very nice to have that opportunity across the board here. Most importantly, Jennifer and Craig, straighten up for me so I can get y'all on the screen, because y'all are off the screen right now, and I don't want to bring y'all on until I can. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Y'all are killing me on this part. All right, so we're getting ready to end our broadcast here. Y'all have done a great job. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Vire Sports Network. Got the Utah Falcons, the Prodigy. Most importantly, we're going to be live in color 10 p.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those people out in the Pacific Coast, that's 11 o'clock a.m. We're going to start a pregame show that early, interviewing these coaches and these players and getting things started. Talk to me a little bit about, before we get started here, Alabama and Atlanta is going to be our first game at 2 o'clock. Jennifer and Craig, it's just a verbiage. I apologize. He was supposed to be online, and he did not join me. Neither did Alex, so I'm dealing with that. Jennifer, Alabama and Atlanta. Does Alabama have a chance? Jennifer, go ahead.
I think it'll be.
Because you're wearing a Prodigy shirt. I'm just saying. I mean, if we had a no holds bar, when I said, "Hey, pick your jersey," and you said, "Hey, I'm picking the Prodigy," I'm like, "You do you." I'm not gonna argue with you on that part. But does Alabama have a chance? They've lost 2 games to Atlanta. Do they have a chance?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a better outing than they had last time in Atlanta, but I think Atlanta pulls us off. I mean, their defense is just smothering it all in all sections. So to see what Alabama can do, I'm really looking forward to it. But I think Atlanta still comes out with the win.
Okay, I would definitely agree with you on that part. I'm not going to ask Craig's opinion because he's not going to be there to call the game because he's driving down here from summer school, so I can't ask him. But I'm going to let him call this Kansas City, Texas game so we can act like you're a homer when you pick the team here, because you get a chance to call this game with your cohort AC. So Kansas City and Texas, does Kansas City have a boxer's chance?
Everybody that plays has a boxer's chance. Do I think they'll win? No.
Okay, hold on, man. 1 second. Hey, give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, that makes me feel better on that part. All right, I appreciate your overall answer right there. But go ahead. Can Kansas City take down Texas after losing 2 games to them throughout the season? The last game of the season they lost, and the first game of the season. Can they take down the Texas Elite Spartans?
I think that the game has the opportunity to be close at half. I don't think Kansas City has enough offense to beat Texas. Okay. I think Texas pulls away late, and I think it's something about 35-0, somewhere around in there.
All right. I appreciate that on that part. Let's talk about Jennifer's favorite game of the night, the one that she much rather be watching than working on the production company of the WNFC production company. We got Las Vegas and Denver Bandits. We'll have a camera out there. Jennifer, talk to us a little bit about Las Vegas and Denver Bandits.
I mean, yeah, like I said earlier, it's going to be a really good game. The offense for Las Vegas.
Can Vegas beat them? Come on, throw it out there. Can Vegas beat Denver?
I think they have a chance to beat Denver, yes.
No, can they? See, you're avoiding the confrontation. I need the confrontation. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. You don't see me on camera, but I'm bouncing around. I'm like a kangaroo in a box. I don't know what that means, but I'm ready to go.
You're punching. You're just punching stuff.
Just punching
I'm just punching stuff. All right. Can Vegas beat Denver? Because my bad. The Bandits, I said the L word. I apologize. I got in trouble about this last time. The Bandits have been the surprise team of the league. I mean, I look at y'all both nodding your heads right there. If you'd have told me at the end of the season, when we first started this season, 8 weeks ago, give or take 9 weeks ago, the Denver Bandits would be the 2 seed, and they'd be sitting at 8-0, haven't been beaten. They beat Utah twice. Come on. Just tell me they're going to take care of Vegas.
Well, it sounds like you think that they're going to, that Las Vegas
I'm just baiting you. It's like we're deep sea fishing on a Monday, girl.
Paid me into a quarter. All right.
Oh, yeah. I got a little quarter for you right there. That's no problem at all. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I'm not going to lie. I wish we could be at all 4 games. I would get on a plane, do the other 2, because these are going to be off the chain. So who are you giving the puncher's chance to right now, Jennifer?
I'm gonna give the chance for Las Vegas to win this game.
Oh wow, man. You and Vince, both y'all smoking the Ganya.
Why not?
I appreciate that. It's all right. I've taken you to Denver. I know what you're made of. You don't have to just look at
threw you under the bus.
What? Hey, both of y'all. We've been to Denver. We've been to the first 9 Cup. We've seen what happened.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know. I plead the 5th. I plead the 5th. Give me on live television. Everything can happen. Craig Chapman, Utah Falcons, San Diego Rebellion. Come on. You're wearing the white jersey. Are you really going to tell me the Falcons that are sitting at 3-3 can beat the Rebellion?
I am ready for all the smoke that I'm going to get for this. But not only are the Utah Falcons going to beat the San Diego Rebellion, the Utah Falcons are going to beat the Denver Bandits in the championship game, and they will play the Atlanta Phoenix in Frisco, Texas.
Baby steps.
No, I don't know if I'm going to get to talk anymore.
Okay, no. You got to take baby steps. You just laid it all out there, man.
I'm telling you, man.
You were ready. You were like, hey, I get the chance. I'm going to throw it out here on Fire Sports. I'm going to say what it is and what it is and what it shall be. And I tell you one thing, that is awesome. I appreciate that. Most importantly, hey, just to give you an idea, the Atlantic Conference Championship, we got it all happening this Thursday, 2 matchups. The 3 and 2 is at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a 2 p.m. showing of a game day. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to interview all the coaches, get everything going. And then we got a 4-1 matchup at 7 o'clock. And then the next game that's going to kick off is that we have the 3 and 2 Vegas versus Denver and the Utah versus San Diego following that. You all stay tuned with us here on the Virus Sports Network, here on the WNFC. We're so excited to be a part of this. Hey, and most importantly, anything is possible right now. Thank you so much for joining us. Last thoughts, Craig Chapman, then I'll go to Jennifer. Last thoughts?
Oh, I think this is going to be an outstanding weekend of football. I don't think you can go wrong with any of the 4 games on Thursday, and the 2 teams that win and advance, there's going to be 2 great matchups on Saturday. And like you said, I hate that I can't be at all the games, but I am going to say this: I'm so happy to be at the games in person.
Oh, and it's going to be a fun. And very rarely do we get an opportunity to be in person based on just my rash capabilities, and I understand that, But it's so nice to have Jennifer and Craig joining us tonight. Jennifer, last thoughts going into it. I'll let you get the last voice of the games.
Yeah, like Craig said, I mean, there's no wrong answer here. All these teams are great, and it's been great watching this season unfold and seeing who came down to the end of it. I'm really excited to be able to be at the games, at the championship games live, and I'm just ready to see what happens this weekend.
Well, I mean, the 2022 season, we're 3 seasons deep into the WNFC, and it has been crazy for the journey that has happened this year. No forfeit games. All games were played, and that is a check mark beyond check mark. And to know that we have a ranking system, we have the top 4 from the Atlantic, top 4 from the Pacific to play each other. It sets up a 9 cup in Fresco, Texas. Just absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Vince, for joining us here on JV Sports. We'll bring Vince back in with us here next Friday. Vince got such great energy. He had so much fun on that part. I appreciate everybody tuning in with us here. We're going to tune out here. It's 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to leave with a nice little to-do. It's one of my favorite statements before we get out of here. Take care of yourselves and be safe.
Thanks for doing this. Keep it real. Think slow. We should get through it just fine. Hello, Ryder, Donnie. Donnie, hello, Ryder.
Welcome. Happy Hunger Games. And may the odds be ever in your favor.